Good morning all. Today we are going to start on the construction of the well and shot locker and the forward platforms. And I'm quite sure I'm going to go through all the same issues that I had with the aft platform. So we're going to do it slightly differently this time. What I've done is stuck the pieces out of the book onto some balsa wood and then quickly use those to establish the correct heights, and then the build will follow very much similar pattern than the aft platform. Balsa is going to become my wood of choice for making up templates and fitting pieces. The wood takes PVA glue very easily to stick the paper templates on, and again, as you can imagine, very easy to sand and trim and chop. We've cut out all the pieces on the scroll saw, and that's what they look like. We'll cut out the beams and then epoxy everything together. Once they were all completed and stuck, I put them through the thickness sander and clean them up on the table saw. And remember, these are oversized pieces, so I have a lot of room to sand as we go along. And then this is what they look like completed. These are the hardwood pieces. We've done the two forward pieces, and I'm probably going to stick these pieces in because there's nothing sticking into them, and it simply gets them out of the way. And then the two second pieces, the lower floor is giving a bit of a problem because the planking doesn't go all the way, and it's really just balancing on two pieces. So for now I'm just going to temporarily get the height right. The aft piece sits on the thick stuff, so it sits much more comfortably. We're not going to stick this in right now because we have the 6x6 pillars that support the lower deck. We've also not done all the internal work with the columns and the ledges on these little pieces. Simply not worth it, and this piece was made as a solid piece. We've planked them using 9-inch mahogany planks. This Caribbean mahogany is really an ideal planking wood. The pieces we used were 2 inches thick and easy to sand down on sandpaper. We could also put it into the thickness sander to take them down, but most of the time I did hand sanding like this, where I'm just cleaning up the epoxy joints on the carlins. For the second two pieces of the forward platform, of course, we put all the internal pieces in. Little struggle, same technique, epoxy for the carlins, and the rest were done with super glue. Then we ripped the 9-inch mahogany planks, and then out with my little square, and really it made it so easy to attach the planks. And again, checking the final heights. Remember, these planks were 2 inches thick, and so it took a little while to get it down to 1.5 inches, which we did in the end. This is the finished top surface of the aft forward platform. But of course, in the process, the lodging knees virtually got destroyed. So I'm of two minds whether to remake the entire piece. Those of you who have gotten to know me over the video know that I'm subject to depression from time to time when I get it wrong. But then again, 10 minutes later when I recover from my stupidness, I'm going to redo it. So we'll see you when we are refitting. This time, as I assemble it, I make sure that I push the logging knees in and don't leave them exposed right out to the edge, so that the floorboards will, because the floorboards will extend beyond the edge of the logging knees. Here we have the old logging knees, and as you see that we had grounded off, and this is the redone one, which you see the full logging knees in place. Just following the build that Greg keeps saying, just try and get it right, and it doesn't matter how many times you have to do it, you do it till you get it right, and I'm following that advice. Of course, the sad thing is here's the original one, which looks fine, and of course this is the replacement one. Anyway, at least I know what's underneath the hood. Well, we can't go any further, so the next thing we have to do is lay out the lower deck beams, and we've made up a few of them, and the two they say that we should start with are beams 11 and 12, and then all the rest lay off based on that. At the same time, we decided to build up the stock of the pillars. These are the 6x6 pillars. Now we are on to the making of the beams, and we've got a large block of wood which we are going to cut the curve out of the block. So the first thing we did is prepare the top surface and get it right. Took a lot of sanding, and we compared this to a template of one we had made up, and actually put it on the book to make sure that we got the curve correct. Once we were happy with that, we had a template that we had made up, and we used that to now establish the thickness of the piece, which we cut out on the scroll saw, and then onto the spiral sander, where we roughly took down all the big spots, and then onto the thickness sander to do the inside curve, which is perfect for this, so that we'll end up with a continuous thickness for all the beams. So we got it down to the final thickness onto the table saw, and ripped the individual beams. We're getting 4 beams out of each piece, so we'll have to repeat that 5 times. To get the first 4 done, took me at least 2 hours of preparation. The second piece, because we had prepared the top surface and we only had to cut the inside, this one really took only about 15 minutes to do in total. Now that we've got all that done, we're going to start temporarily putting the beams in place. We're going to start with pillars 3 and 4 because that's what we need to put the forward platform in. We're going to go back to the aft section of the forward platform and locate the various cutouts in that platform, and of course the slots to take the pillars. To help locate where the cutouts go that take the tapered end of the riding bits, it's 9 inches square when it passes through the forward floor. At the deck it is 13 inches square. So what we need to do is establish the distance at the top deck, center to center, which is 58 inches, and then recenter the 9-inch square on the bottom platform, or the forward platform. And of course that's cut out there, and that's fine. And then we locate the 6x6 hole, which half of it is located on the aft and the other half is located in the center lower platform. The first thing we're going to do when we're going to stick the center fore platform is to make sure that the 6x6 post fits square in front on the keelson. This groove is 3x6 so that when we put the aft section, again we will line up so that the two fit perfectly. Now that we've done that, we can finish that piece and stick it in place. We're going a little contrary to instruction, but we've gotten post 3 and 4 in. So we just need to locate post 2 and we'll be completing the front section. Again, keeping my golden rule of trying to keep this down to 10 minutes, we already crossed that number. So we'll have a part 2 on this, and we'll see you in the next video.